What's up, everyone? All right, well, finished the day in the green. $15,000 profit, FULC. That was the big one today. And I was green on it yesterday, so 2 back-to-back, well, green days, which is great, but continuation on FULC. And we saw continuation on a few other stocks. AHPI was a lot stronger than I thought it would be, and so was ACY. So was ORPH. So this is good. 2 good green days. It was like 12,000 yesterday, 15,000 today. So that's $27,000 in 2 days. And today we had a perfect gap and go trade. So we're getting a little more momentum. We're kind of off the lows of last week. Things are picking up a little bit, and I'm excited for the end of the week. So we've got tomorrow, we've got Friday. Gonna try to finish up this week strong. And then the first 2 weeks of August are in the books. I was red the first week. My goal is to be green here the second week, and then finish August strong, green on weeks 3 and 4. So let's see how we can do. Right now, things are starting to shape up a little bit, so I'm excited about that. I hope you guys enjoyed the recap. As always, in case you don't already know, trading is risky. Most beginner traders lose money. You should assume, therefore, that you will lose money as well. And with that assumption in mind, trade in a simulator before you put real money on the line. And remember that my results are not typical. All right, I hope you enjoy the recap. Hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you first thing tomorrow morning. All right, everyone, so I'm going to do my recap here, finishing the day up 15,000 on FULC, down 200 on ACHL. No big deal on that one, but let's look at FULC first. This was the stock that I was green on yesterday. We had a great day on it yesterday, and as it turns out, I left a lot of money on the table, because if we look at the 5-minute, this thing just kept going higher. It made a really nice move, but I'll say that it looks like it was kind of a grinder. Some nice spikes and a couple of green candles, but also for sure kind of just grinding higher, pulling back, grinding higher. These ones can be a little tricky if you're dialed into being a breakout trader, getting in quick, taking profit quickly, because that is not always. Sometimes you'll get in, you'll stop out, and then it rips. When you have a grinding stock, they get a little choppy. Like on this candle here, for instance, that red candle before the breakout, stops you out, and then it goes, or this red doji, the one that's right there. Some of those types of candles can stop you out, and then it rips. You get a little frustrated. And I traded it yesterday, but I don't even remember when I called it a day. I feel like my profit was mostly, was it not mostly pre-market? And then we sold off at the open, and then got maybe 1 or 2 more trades right through here, and then I was done. So, it obviously went a little higher without me, and that's good. I mean, you'll always do one of 2 things: leave money on the table, or give back profit. And so, like right here, as it comes back up, this is a spot where I could be leaving money on the table, or I could go back in for a second attempt of a breakthrough the high of 25.25 and end up on a big flush like what we had on that candle, giving back some serious profit. That's the thing that, the longer you sit here trading, the more you expose yourself to that risk. And so I sometimes start to get nervous the longer I sit here, because I feel like I'm just putting this $15,000 at risk. It doesn't take much, even with small size of 3,000 or 6,000 shares, to give back $1 a share on a stock like this. This just hit a high of $23.97 and then a low of $23.12. It's almost $1 a share pullback. And there you go. It's $23.10. I mean, so I think it's nice to see that it's kind of perking up. It feels like perhaps there could be more in it, but right off that descending resistance line there, you just at a certain point have to know when to take your profit off the table. And for me, being up, it was like 12,000 yesterday, and then another 15,000 today. These are really good days. Back-to-back days like that are great. If I could do 5 more days like this, I'm going to be in much better shape on the month. I'm going to have my confidence back. I'm going to be feeling good. So it's important for me to stack up these kind of small green days. Sometimes what ends up happening is you are sacrificing a small green day when you go big for the next trade. So like if I went all in right here and I'm thinking this thing's going to break through 25.25, the high of day, and go 26.27, maybe it does. And if I'm right, maybe this turns into a $30,000 day. But if I'm wrong, I'm sacrificing and risking a good portion of what I'm already up, especially if I go big. And I'm not in a place right now where I feel comfortable doing that, both because of where I sit on the month, having had a rough first week of the month, but also just the knowledge that this is, it's August. This isn't the time of year where we typically would see that big resolution. It's more likely that we continue to see choppiness. So if you can get green, get green and get out. That's kind of my 2 cents. A couple of the other stocks that were moving a little bit today, ORPH, squeezed up a little bit through yesterday's high, but no trades on that for me. Excuse me, AHPI has moved up a bit. Honestly surprised considering it had no news yesterday and it put in this big red shooting star candle. It still has no news, but has recovered a lot of yesterday's losses in a way that doesn't even make sense to me. Now, it's one thing to have first day, no news, kind of just catches traders off guard, and Momo traders jump on, ride the momentum, early short sellers get squeezed out. Okay, that's fine one day. But then it sells off by the end of the day, forms this red shooting star candle. You figure that's it, it's done. You don't expect it's going to go up the second day. You think short sellers are going to be more aggressive, they're going to be faster to get short, and Momo traders are going to be more cautious because it sold off in the previous day. So what's driving it higher, given that it has no news and it sold off yesterday? Well, I'm not really sure. And when I'm not really sure, that's probably an indicator that I shouldn't trade it. So I'm not going to trade that one. I took a stab on ACHL. It was halted up. Sometimes you have multiple halts going up, and these can offer some parabolic momentum, especially when its all-time highs are not that far away. It was looking like a gap, and so took a stab at it. Small size, 1,500 shares. I lost on it, but no big deal. Let's see. Except it's hitting, so it's AHPI hitting the scans now. This is going a little bit higher. Close this. So you can see this is where you got a 10,000 share seller there. It's just surprising to see. And again, this is the area where the longer you sit in the market, the more tempted you might get to take something like this. Maybe the break of 1450, as it turns out, would have worked. So then I'll start to think, oh, well, if that worked, maybe I should take the break of 15. And then I'm right up here ready to take the break of 15. Does it work? Yeah, it looks like it would have. All right, so then you're thinking, okay, well, what's the next spot? Oh, geez, it's just going higher. 1550, halt level is 1563. But then there's that 20,000 share seller. So, I don't know what to say. Sometimes they're just going to go without you, and it just is what it is, and you're going to feel a little FOMO, and you got to just fight that urge to buy the high a day, because it's not worth giving back your nice profit that you got on some solid trades, at 10 in the morning, later in the trading day, and on something that really doesn't make a lot of sense. So will people buy this pullback right here? I'm sure some people will. Some people might buy the dip. Some people might buy the first candle and make a new high, and maybe it breaks through that 20,000 share seller that was at 1550, and maybe it goes to yesterday's high of 1610. And if it does it then go up to 1718? Because it is now got short sellers, caught underwater? Well, maybe it could, or it could just do a dramatic rejection as some short sellers out there that have a bit more buying power start to put up that wall around yesterday's high. ACY, yep, that's another one kind of similar. You see that move there from 20 to 24. It was halted yesterday, but I didn't really see, I didn't follow it very closely. But, there's another one. And what's the volume on ACY as it goes into the halt? 168,000 shares. So that's why it wouldn't probably have been on the scanner. Volume is too low. But, these types of stocks can become traps. They become bull traps because you jump in, you buy into it, and the next thing you know, a stock like this with that kind of light volume could easily drop back down to the 9 moving average, and that's a $2 drop. And then just like that, you're down with 3,000 shares, $6,000. So that's what I'm talking about. The longer you sit, the more you see stuff, the more tempted you get, and then eventually you give in to the temptation. And that's why sometimes the best thing you could do is just shut it down and get out of the market. Book another day of profit, even if it's not as much as you coulda, woulda, shoulda made. It's a green day. Don't sacrifice a green day swinging for the fences and getting into revenge trading or Hail Mary home run trades. It's not the time of year to do it. Now, I might do it a little bit more during a time of year where I'm trading really well, making some really good money, and the market's hot. That might be a time of year where I'd say, you know what, I could do it. I can afford it. I could take the risk on it. But it's August. Last week was a red week for me. I finished the week down. I think it was like $25,000 or $30,000. So today, in one day makes back half of what I lost last week. That's good. And yesterday was a good day too. So now I'm probably getting back closer to flat on the month. And, that's not too impressive considering flat on the month, coming towards the end of the second week of the month is not really that's not great, but that's the way it goes sometimes. And if I can finish the month in the green, that'll be great. Right now, well, let's see where I'm at on the year. Let me just put this over here. I'm going to pull up my trader view stats for a second. Let's see where I sit on the year. I haven't imported my trades from August yet, but August is not going to be at this point. So far, it's kind of a wash. So let's just see where I'm at on the year, and then that helps put things in perspective when you have a cold stretch. All right, so this is on the year. Detailed gross profit, $2.6 million. Average daily gain, 18,000. So a little below my average daily gain right now at this time of year. It's not too surprising. Of course, my net profit is a bit lower, 2.28 million, because of fees, commissions, and fees. The ECN fees for direct access routing are what are the most expensive for me. Where's this hitting the scans? NRVO, no, something else. So as we sit right now, I don't think I've had a red month this year. I had a couple close calls, but let's see. So yeah, I've been green even after net profit, after fees and commissions. I've been green every month, but April, I only made $43,000. Yeah, sorry. I see the way I have my screen share. I can fix that. So sorry about that. So there's April, $43,000 in April. So really didn't make much in April, but bounced back in May. June was good. July was good. $230,000 after fees and commissions. That's not bad. So August, maybe it's another $40,000, $50,000 month. But what seems to happen is a slow month and then I rally, and that would be typical going into the end of the year. Usually October, November, December are my best months of the year. So, and then back to the detailed P&L. So that's where I sit right now. And then win-loss expectation. This shows me my equity curve right there. A little sloppy this year. Haven't had that kind of pattern ever before. But all's well that ends well. I got a little aggressive early, was red the first 2 weeks of the year. And then GameStop happened. Right there, GameStop. That was the week, the big week. Pulled back a little bit, overstaying my welcome, getting too aggressive, and then rallied pretty strong, but slowed down a little bit in April, as you can see, smaller profits, and then May picked up. A couple red days here, a little, and I've been on a little red streak from the end of June. Lost a little bit that last week of June, and now have to kind of make that back here, or last week of July, now have to make that back here in August, but that's no big deal. I'm on the way. So anyways, that's kind of a big picture of where I sit on the year, and I am on vacation on my traveling trading station, grinding through the the ups and downs, ACY. Yep, we've got that spread there, and let's get that chart back up. So, whew, my goodness. So So a drop down to 22.41, a pop up to 25.50. That's a roller coaster. If you can stomach the risk, I suppose there's opportunity there, but it just doesn't feel like the right time of year to be trying to take those types of trades. Not right now. I'm waiting for the next Neuro. And I thought Neuro, of course, being the big mover in July that I made about $150,000 on over 2 days, from 3 or 4 days, from $3 all the way up to about $40. And I thought FULC maybe had that potential, giving a second day continuation. I was concerned about the news of the offering this morning. I was surprised it was going up despite that headline. It wasn't priced. So $100 million offering. So that makes you nervous. You don't know where it's going to be priced at, but the reaction to the news was this first pop right here. It was received positively, funny enough. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens for the rest of today and tomorrow. But it doesn't seem like it wants to give us that same opportunity that Neuro gave us. So anyways, that's it for me. That's my recap here. $15,000 on FULC. But as always, in case you didn't already know, trading is risky. Most beginner traders lose money. So take it slow and trade in the simulator before you put real money on the line.
I hope you really enjoyed that video, and make sure you hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Our goal is to hit 1 million subscribers this year, but we won't get there without your help. So please, please, please hit that subscribe button.